Hey, what's going on internet? Josh Noel from SonduckFilm. In this video, we will be creating a city just like this inside of Adobe Illustrator. So basically, this is going to be a two-part tutorial. If you're watching this just for graphic design purposes, all you have to do is just watch this first part and you'll be able to create what you see on the screen right here. If you want to go into After Effects and animate this thing, you'll have to watch part 2 where we do this inside of After Effects, and part 2 should be coming out the day after this tutorial is released. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let's create a new document. I'll call this city. 1920 by 1080 is good because we'll be doing this inside of After Effects. And the color mode is up to you. If you are going to be animating this, I would do RGB since your video is RGB. If you're printing or really doing anything with graphic design, I would prefer CMYK, but let's do RGB. So the first thing we need to do is organize our layers. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to create a couple layers here. I'm going to call this one layer 1 background. I'm going to call this one, maybe midground. And then this one foreground. Alright, and of course I typoed that one. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to create is the actual background. So make sure we have the background layer selected. We'll go to the rectangle tool here, and we will drag an entire rectangle to cover our entire document here. And let me go ahead and select a color. Let's do like, blue or something like that. Maybe make it a lighter blue. Maybe. Cool. Let's go ahead and set up our point of references now. So go back to the rectangle tool. Maybe create like a road like this, and then we'll change the color to gray. Turn off the stroke, and then we'll just keep it clean by expanding this edges in just like this. So let's go ahead and copy this by hitting Command C on a Mac, and actually if you also hit Command F on the Mac, you will paste it and it'll be exactly in the same spot. So that's great. So what we'll do is drag this down here, and then let's go ahead and change this color to like green. And that should be all right. Yeah, it's a little bit too bright. Adjust that real fast. All right, cool. Here, let's move this up a little bit. And there we go. And let's create another rectangle. And let's make this a little bit smaller. And let's make it like a gray. And we'll kind of create like the sidewalk here. We'll paste this. Copy paste it. And then we'll actually make this a little bit bigger for, perspective purposes. And then there we go. Now we have our little point of reference. And let's go ahead and create some hills. So I'll go to the pen tool. Maybe we'll click a point like right here, off the edge here, and then we'll just continue to make some hills. Nothing over the top, just something simple like this, and finish up like that. And then let's go to the color here, and let's make it like a dark green, maybe, or maybe actually let's talk about palette. Let's make it like a dark blue. Let's make sure the hills are underneath our road layer there. And let's go ahead and create a new layer here so we can start organizing this, and we'll call this one road. And then we can make sure we have all the road layers selected. And then, see, these are 3 road layers. And let's go ahead and put it up into the road layer, and we'll just continue, put that underneath the foreground. And I would even put the hills in the background layer. And I'll even put this in the road layer too, and make sure it's there. Okay, so it's all about organization. Okay, so now we have our hills. Let's go ahead and create some background buildings to make this look, add some depth into this. So what we'll do is go to the rectangle tool, and we'll click on the background layer here, and we'll just create like a building just like this. And let's go ahead and change the color of this. And let's open up this layer real fast, and let's create a new layer, and let's call this one BG buildings, and we'll put that right into there, and we'll move this right underneath here. Ooh. Cool. There we go. Now we got our background organized, and then here we have a building. And let's go ahead and copy this and duplicate it, or copy and paste it. And we can go ahead and maybe drag this one over here, maybe change the color of it a little bit, and then let's go ahead and maybe copy this again, maybe make this one a little bit shorter, Put that right here, change the color of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and create some of those like 3D sort of styled buildings. So what we'll do is just, duplicate this layer right here, and we'll make it a little bit shorter, and then let's duplicate it again, line these up perfectly like that, and then let's actually make these just a little bit, let's go ahead and close that in a little bit, and then let's change the colors of these layers real fast, maybe something a little bit more gray. And then let's go ahead and select this layer here, and let's make it a little bit darker. So now we have a little separation going on. And then what we need to do is hit A on our keyboard with, and select one of these layers and one of these points here. And we can hold down Shift and drag this down, and then select the other layer and select that point right there in that corner. And then now we've created a little bit of an arc here. So now what we can do is go to the pen tool, which is, where's the pen tool at? There's the pen tool. I get confused sometimes. What we can do is, kind of like click a point right here, and then kind of connect it to this point across the building here, and then just kind of close it up, and everything will kind of snap into place. And then all we have to do is just change the color of this, and we'll make it a little bit lighter. So now we have created like a three-dimensional building, and of course, let me go ahead and lock this layer. Take these and maybe we can scrunch it up a little bit, make it a little bit realistic, and then let's move it up, make it like here, let's create some, there we go, let's put it right there. Cool. And let's go ahead and create another one real fast, and once again we'll just copy this, duplicate or paste it. I keep saying duplicate, I'm so used to After Effects terminology, but anyway, we got this, let's paste it again. Oh, whoops, I need to lock some layers. Okay. So same thing, let's go ahead and change the color of this. Let's maybe make it a darker blue. I don't know. I don't like that. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's see. All right, I'm going to consider that okay. Okay, and then, what we'll do is we'll hit A on our keyboard, is bring this point up like this. Oh, sorry. Bring it up like this. Oh my gosh, I keep messing it up. Hold down Shift. You won't be like me. And then let's go ahead and close this one up a little bit. And maybe we'll close this one up a little bit, make it a little bit shorter. And then we'll go to our pen tool and click a point there, close it up to there, and then go around. All right, let's go ahead and change the colors of this building to create some definition or to separate it. And let's go ahead and make this one a little bit darker. And now we have a cool little building here, three-dimensional building. And let's see, let's put this right here, and let's put this baby right here, and let's put this in the front. So in the layer, actually I can go to Object, Arrange, and Bring to the front, and there it is. And we can select these three. Deselect the hill. Yeah, I need to lock the hill layer. Put those right there. Maybe move you guys in a little bit. And look, where's the hill layer at? There's the hill layer. Let's lock the hill layer because it's getting in the way. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's actually, where's the background? Let's make the background just a little bit darker, or maybe just change the tone of it just by a little bit, make it a little bit darker. All right, so here, let's go ahead and change a few colors here real fast so we can have a little bit of a separation between the background in our buildings. And this blue just stands out at me, and I absolutely hate it. All right, I'm okay with that. It's not perfect. Actually, there. All right, you guys can play around with your palette. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just focusing on creating these objects. So now we have a little background. What I'm going to do is create a new layer. We'll call this layer trees. And we'll put that in the midground layer. So let's create some trees. Let's go to the rectangle tool, and let's just create like a little line just like this. And here, let me just select the color. All right, and then cool. And then let's go to the ellipse tool. Let's hold down Alt and Shift on my keyboard. This is a Mac command, so please forgive me if I am wrong on PC. And there we have that. And then let's change this color to like a green color, just like that. That's cool. And let's move this layer to the front. Bring to front. Boom. Cool. And let's raise this up a little bit. Let's actually make this a little bit smaller. So let's copy this and let's paste it in place. And then let's hit P on our keyboard, bring up the pen tool. Let's select that layer and delete it. And then let's hold down Alt and bring these endpoints in. So we have like a straight line, and then hit V on our keyboard. And then let's go ahead and make this a little bit darker. So now we have created some separation in this tree right here. And let me go ahead and lock the road layer and also the background layer. So now we can move this thing around. And let's select the branch here. Let's copy it and paste it. And then let's rotate this thing by 45 degrees. And let's go ahead and drag this thing in, make it a little bit smaller. And let's go ahead and maybe put this right here. And let's copy it and duplicate it again, or paste it. Sorry about that. And rotate it 90 degrees, and let's put it, right there. So now we have a little bit of detail in this tree. So with all this together, we can, copy this, paste it. Actually, let's paste in place, and we can just, move this, around the road. And let's do it again, and that's pretty cool. And let's go ahead and create another type of tree. So what we can do is go to the polygon tool, and we can just click, and it'll bring up this little box here where it says 6 sides. Let's type in 3 sides, click OK. Hit V on our keyboard to bring up selection tool. And let's drag this down, open it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and hit I on our keyboard to bring up the eyedropper tool. And let's select this shade of green. And check that up, and then copy and then paste in place. Let's hit A on our keyboard, go to the direct selection keyboard. Let's select this point, drag it in, and hold down Shift. And now we have separated this triangle here. And let's go ahead and make this a little bit darker. We'll hit I on our keyboard to bring up the eyedropper tool, and we'll select this shade of green. And there's that. Let's select this branch. Let's copy and paste it. Actually, let's paste in place. And let's put that right in the middle. And there, now we have a tree. Let me lock the background city. And, there we have it. Let's actually let's deselect that. Let's bring this down a little bit. Let's make it a little bit wider. All right. Looking pretty good. Okay, so now we have a few trees in place. Let's actually copy and paste in place, and let's move this over here. Let's create some clouds. So what I'll do is go to the ellipse tool. I'll hold down Alt and Shift to draw out a circle. Hit V on our keyboard. Set this to like white. Let's copy it, paste in place. Move forward here. Let's just paste, and we'll bring this thing up here now, just like that. And then let's go to the pen tool. Click a point, maybe down here, and drag to the other point, and then let's just kind of close this up. Now we have a cloud. Let's select this cloud. Let's go to the Pathfinder. If you don't have the Pathfinder, you go up to Window, Pathfinder, and we can click the Add button here. And now we have a cloud. And let's go ahead and copy this cloud and paste in place. And then let's go ahead and, let's delete some of these points. All right, and let's go to the pen tool. Let's go ahead and click that. Let's close straight down, and let's close that up. So now with this half cloud selected, we can go ahead and change this color to be something a little bit darker. Not dramatically darker. Let's make it a little bit blue. Make it like a light blue. It's really up to you. So now we have the clouds here, and we did that in the tree layer, which was a mistake on my part. Let's go ahead and just put that in the background layer. And let's create a new layer. We'll call this one Clouds. And let's put that right here. And then let's put that in the cloud layer. Boom. All right, cool. And then with this layer, select this, make it a little bit smaller. Let's copy, paste it. We can put this thing, right up here. Paste it again. Put it here. And I think that's good enough. And let's go ahead and put in a hot air balloon. So let's go ahead and put a hot air balloon in here. And the reason why I'm not creating it, because it'll take a little bit of time, and you can actually download this hot air balloon from one of my other tutorials. So Yeah, if you want this hot air balloon, I have a link in the description, or you can probably click on the screen now if I remember to put that in. So here we have a hot air balloon, just, you know, for some detail, some interesting detail. And cool. There it is. Let's go ahead and lock those layers up, the background layer. And let's go ahead and now create, probably the real reason why you want to watch this tutorial is creating these buildings. And, you know, we basically have a good little template here for us to work from, and a, you know, good point of reference. And I guess we're kind of motivated to work off of this. So to create a building, it's pretty simple. We'll go to the rectangle tool, and let's make sure we create a new layer, and we'll call this one, you know, buildings. And then let's put that in the midground layer, behind the tree layer. Let's go ahead and draw out a rectangle. All right. I hope that's okay. Let's go ahead and change the color of this layer to maybe, you know, sort of a peach, maybe sort of color. Yeah. All right. Cool. And then let's create another rectangle. Let's zoom in here, and let's create like a window shape, like this. Let's make it a, you know, a dark gray. Cool. And let's select both these layers. Let's go to the line here, and let's, sorry, these both weren't selected. Let's center these up. So now that window is directly in the middle of this layer. With this layer selected, let's enable stroke, and let's make this thing white. Right, let's go to the pen tool, and let's put a point directly in the middle here, and hold down shift. All right, there we go. And then hit escape, and then let's copy this and paste it. And let's go ahead and, you know, figure this out. That should be good. And draw that in, copy, paste, and then now we just have to mess around with this. And that looks pretty good. Cool. And then let's go ahead and just select this window, deselect the building, copy, paste it. Let's move this thing over, and then let's copy, you know, and paste in place. All right, and I'm happy with that. And then let's just select all three of those windows, copy, paste in place, and then there we have that. And then let's do the same thing again, paste in place, and then see, like that. And then to fix all this, we'll just select the building, move it up, you know, and then select the body of the building, and then we'll just drag that down. And let me just fix all this real fast. Okay. All right, so now for the more complicated part, let's go ahead and create the roof of this building. And it's not really too complicated, but I'll go to the rectangle tool, make sure to turn off stroke, and let's go ahead and just create like a rectangle just like this. Let's make it a little bit lighter, you know, like that maybe, and let's pull it down. That's cool. It's copy and paste in place, and let's move this thing over to right over there, and then let's go to then let's go back to the rectangle tool, and let's draw a rectangle just like this, and let's go to object, arrange, send to back, and then let's make this thing brown. All right, and let's actually select all three of these layers, and let's scale this out a little bit, and let's drag this down a little bit. And actually, let me move this forward. So I'll say bring forward. Cool. And then let's go ahead and create a chimney. Once again, we'll just you know, pull up a rectangle. You know, draw a chimney like that. Let's hit I on our keyboard, bring an eyedropper keyboard. Let's select the color of the building. And then let's create another rectangle. And we'll add some little detail to this, just like that. Create a little rectangle. And let's change the color of it to like dark gray, like that. So now we have a little detail on the chimney. And boom, we officially have a building. Yeah, looks great. Oh, a little bit of an error. I'll fix that real fast. So now we have our first building created. Let's be organized. So let's go to the layers here, and let's create a new layer. Let's call this one Building 1. and let's move all these layers into the building 1 layer. Oh, so now we're keeping things organized. Let's go ahead and create, a couple more buildings, and then I think we'll be ready to go. Let's go ahead and create another building, and what we'll do is go to the rectangle tool and draw like a base of a building just like this. Maybe we'll make it like a brown color. Maybe like that. Let's turn off the stroke. And now let's go ahead and just copy, this building here, and, maybe paste in place. And let's move it over here. Let's move it up. And let's go ahead and just delete these windows. And let's drag down the body of the building. And then let's copy the roof and bring it down just like that. And maybe not just like that, but let's bring down the let's raise that up, and let's bring down the body of the roof. Yeah, like that. And let's select the body of the building and the chimney, and let's change the color of this building to whatever color you would like. Let's see, I don't know, tough decisions. Let's just do blue. Okay, so now let's go ahead and copy this building and paste in place, and let's move it over here, and let's extend this out a little bit. We'll just select the roof, move this up, and then let's just move this, scale the base of the building up, deselect, let's copy the windows, let's paste in place, and let's see what we got going on here. Cool. And then let's select the roof, bring this thing down, and let's go ahead and change the colors. Once again, let's do maybe a very light blue, maybe? I don't know. You know what, let's do like purple. So that's basically how you can create these builds. I'm gonna go ahead and just paste in my other buildings. So I just pasted in my buildings from my last document to save time, and just to let you guys know, you can download this project file in the description if you want to just move along with this, or just kind of just to have it. So there's a few little interesting elements that we can create. One, I want to create the sun, add some foreground trees, and then maybe add a couple of cars. So let's start with the sun, since the sun's probably the most important piece to this because it's daylight and we don't see a sun. So let's go to the ellipse tool, hold down Alt and Shift, and drag out a circle. And that's not the color of the sun, so we'll go ahead and make this like yellow. Maybe make it a lighter yellow. All right, and then let's copy and paste in place, and hit A on our keyboard, select this point, hold down Alt, and drag that point in, and drag this point in, and okay, hit P on our keyboard, select this point, and drag down. So now we have half a circle, and let's go ahead and make this a little bit darker. And we have a little contrast, and let's go to the polygon tool and click, and make sure 3 points is selected, and click OK. And that's way too big. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit smaller, and let's put this right here. Let's hit I on our keyboard, let's select that color. So if you don't have a lot of experience in Illustrator, this part is kind of confusing, so please pay attention closely. Let me hide this half side of the sun and select this triangle, and let's copy and paste in place. All right, and now what you have to do is go to the rotate tool, and we have to find the center of this circle, which is right there, and hold down Alt and click, and type in 45 degrees, and click OK. So now we're gonna basically rotate these triangles around the circle, and it's not too hard. So let's copy, paste in place, hit R on our keyboard, hold down Alt, and try to find the center, which is right here, and we'll type in 90 degrees now, and we just have to do it one more time. Copy, paste in place, R, hold down Alt, find the center of this circle, which is right here, and type in 180. And boom, there we go. Now we have a sun. Let's enable our half sun there, and now we have a sun. Yay. Let there be light. Okay, let's go ahead and create some quick cars. All we have to do is go to the ellipse tool, and let's go ahead and do some new layer as well. We'll call this one car 1. Let's put that on top of the right there. Let's move that up. Okay, and let's hide that. Okay, so now let's create a circle, and let's do like, I don't know, like a dark gray, and let's copy, paste in place, and let's move this thing over a little bit. All right, and this is not perfect. You know, drawing out cars is not really my talent, but what I'm gonna do is just go to the halfway point of these circles and draw a point like this, and then maybe go right here, you know, and kind of curve it out a little bit, and then I'll hit Alt, and we'll do like a straight line, and do like a line like that, you know, and just kind of trying to figure this entire thing out. And now we have the outline of a car. Let's go ahead and change the color of this to, you know, maybe, who wants to drive a purple car? I do. All right, and then let's go ahead and put this underneath our wheels by going to range and, you know, center back. All right, so I fixed that up. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit better. Okay, so I just made a few quick changes. I'm telling you, cars is not really my thing, but let's go to the rectangle tool, and let's just draw out a rectangle just like that. Let's make it like a white color, and let's reposition it, and, you know, copy, paste in place, and then let's just move this over. And it's like both of these, and maybe move it there. All right, so now we have a car. Let's move this over a little bit, and maybe move that forward. All right, so now we have a car, and let's create a quick shadow, and we can make that like a almost a black there, and then draw a rectangle like that, and go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back, and let's actually not make it so intense. No, let's keep it. Here, let's actually make these tires black, and then let's make the shadow like a lighter gray. There it is. So it's all about palette there, and that's not too bad. Let's actually shorten it up a little bit. So that's how you create a car. I know it's not the most beautiful and attractive car in the world, but creating cars is not my thing. And then once again, I'm gonna just drag in this car, which I did create and put a little bit more time into it, but it's still not great. Like I said, you could download some of these objects if you click on some of these vectors if you click on the link in the description, and that'll take you to my After Effects tutorial. And here we have this car, and I'll just, you know, copy this and paste it, and then we'll just put underneath this car here, and then make sure to put underneath that layer. Here, let's make that a little bit smaller. All right, so now we have a car. And to really just create some depth into this thing, let's copy paste some trees here. So let's go back to midground, and let me just, you know, maybe copy this tree and paste it, and then we can put this thing here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And we got to make sure we put this like in the foreground layer. So let's just move the trees layers up here. All right, so now we have a couple of trees, and let's copy, paste in place, move this over, you know, and copy, paste in place, copy, paste in place, ooh, paste in place, and then for the last two, just copy, paste in place. You know, not entirely perfect, but I'll just select them all in. All right, and then let's lock this layer up. Let's make the cars just a little bit bigger. There we go, it's kind of where we can see the cars. So before I leave you guys here, I just want to leave you a quick tip. Make sure you have good layer organization, especially if you're going to animate this thing in After Effects. You got to have your layers organized properly. And especially when you get into documents of this size, you know, things can get really crazy. I mean, if I just select all this, you know, there's a ton of points and things get messy. So make sure everything's organized. If you do want to learn how to animate this thing, do watch out for part 2. Link should be in the description. If this video has helped you, please drop a like. It helps me out tremendously. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more tutorials like this. And also check out my social media links in the description. And guys, hopefully I will see you soon.